Hello everybody, hope you had a nice weekend. I think today I'm going to go ahead and try to make an obsidian knife blade. I know. I don't usually like making knife blades, it's not really my thing, but I don't know, I'm kind of in a knife making mood today, so we'll see how it goes. Now I do have this really pretty piece of obsidian here, which is plenty long enough for a knife blade. It's about as long as my hand, it's got great character. So we'll see what we can do. Probably do a bunch of indirect. It's coming along pretty close to like a hasket. Now it does have impurities in here. I'm seeing a bunch of little tiny white dots. There's a bit of sheen to it, some purplish, maroonish sheen. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do. With some luck, it'll be a nice knife blade. Maybe a skinner. Or some type of drop point. Alright, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get to work. Go ahead and get my indirect set up here. I gotta get some whole cobbles of Georgetown or some type of decent Texas rock so I can work on gun flints. I could show you guys what I learned with that. I just haven't been able to. It's more of a budget issue than anything. It's hard for me to spend $3.50 a pound, and then you got to pay for shipping, and it's just like, ugh. And it's hunting season, so my attention is kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. Try to create a little bit more of a shelf here. It's getting a little wore out. In theory, once this side gets wore out, I could always switch it to this leg and work off of this leg. It's an idea. I'm going to try that one of these days. I don't like this way, it hurts my back. It causes me to twist more than I want. This allows me to be a bit more open. Although it just means I'm twisting to the right, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just preferred. It's my preference. Alright, tie this guy on here. We'll see what we can do. Safety glasses, chunk. Ooh, those are cold. It's cold here today. It's November. If I'm not mistaken, they're calling for snow in the forecast eventually. I don't know. I think it's this week even. There might be some snow. Just pretty awesome. Deer firearm season that opens up November 18th, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be hunting with my muzzle loader. Really excited. It'll be my first year doing firearms. Usually I do archery, but it's modern archery, so it's not as cool as what you guys might think. I'm pretty excited for the hunting season. Did a bunch of rope climbing over the weekend, a lot of practice, because you want to make sure you get your system down before you're out in the woods, in the dark. So if you can do it during the light with your eyes closed, then you can do it in the dark. That's at least my reasoning. Doesn't have to make sense. We're going to try to get this going here. I'm going to try to attack the tip and the base, get those thin, and then work the middle. I know that's how you're always supposed to do it, but I always have a tendency to forget or just not do it. Because I go, ooh, that's a nice platform. Smack, crunch, whoops. I'll go ahead and try to give this guy a little love here. I'd like to get this down to a consistent 3/16 with a nice thin edge, but we'll see how it goes. I don't like that platform. what we can do here. Kind of scooped a little bit. That's okay. That was a good one. I'm gonna turn you guys a little bit. There we go. Try to run this ridge with some luck, it'll work. Kinda. Oops. Actually didn't mean to do that. Just gonna have to be careful. Could very well just break this in half and end up with a smaller piece. It's usually how it goes for me. But we'll see what happens. All we're gonna do is try. That was a good one. So I got my tip nice and thin already. Pretty happy with that thickness. Now I want to try to make it consistent all the way across. That's the goal anyway. I got a lump right here I need to deal with. Doing some edge trimming here, trying to get my platform set up. Alright, let's see what we can do here for knocking mass. Okay. Alright, come on. Might have to hit this with my hand here. Right. Try this axis antler billet. Come on. There it goes. They got over braided just a little bit. It's getting a little bit squirrely here. We got a little bit of time, but we don't got a lot of time when it comes to messing around here. Let's try that. Crushed. Bummer. Alright, let's try this one. Okay, let's try this one right here. There, it was a good one. Took out a decent bit of mass. This just kind of failed over here, unfortunately. It's kind of a pain in the butt when that happens. Nope, that went. So got a little bit of mass right here to get rid of. This stays together. Be a happy guy. Nope. I don't get to do a lot of big work. It's because I don't have a lot of big rock. There it goes. That was a good one. then keep working the face a little bit. These little axis handles, or these little axis billets are pretty nice. I got this one from Ryan Gill's website. This is gonna be risky, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It might break, but if it doesn't, cool. If it does, oops. Hopefully it doesn't. One more right there. There it goes. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. Almost did. Okay, so we need to take a little bit of mass this way now. And just crushed. It's a white spot right there. Might be the culprit. Might not be. Try this side over here. Maybe a couple of boops here. Clean that up nicely. We gotta trim this out a little bit. Got a lump right here. Can take some mass this way. Where are you going? Get back here. Organize the chaos here. Take a couple boops here now. That was a good one. Have to pressure flake that one a little bit. There we go. Get out of there, rascal. Those little white dots can cause problems. There we go. That looks pretty decent. I gotta get out to the Flint Ridge and Appin. I haven't been in a few years. I went one time. I have not been back. It was a good time, man, but it's far. It's real far for me. I did a bunch of napping that weekend, too. Bunch of napping. Okay. Alright, so I got a knob right here. It's bugging me. This I'm pretty happy with. Probably just clean the back up a little bit more. Didn't mean to actually do that. Ouch. Sometimes they make you bleed. Really want to get rid of that messy area right there. Bit of a gamble, but I'm going to try it. If I attack it this way, I should be able to get it. Could also break it in half, but that did it. Sweet. Okay, that makes me happy. Got a knob right here we want to get rid of, and a knob back here. So I think we can do this one, this little bit right here first. Using a leather pad on top of my hand has made this very pleasant to use. I don't know how many times I'd smack myself in the finger and it would hurt. That was a good one. Maybe we can get this downward one. Maybe. It's windy today. I'm a bit chatty today, apparently. Sorry. Come on. There we go. Alright, so let's see, we're gonna have to do some pressure to get this thing straightened out, but here's where we're at. We're getting it refined. We're at a 1/4 inch right here. Nice thin tip. So we're gonna see what we can do with some pressure flaking. It's a little unruly right now, so we gotta get it cleaned up here. everything a bit better organized. We're getting really close to our finished size, so we gotta be careful. I think that'll run. Now it just exploded. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong side. Got a bubble right there I'd like to get rid of. Is that running? Didn't remove it, it hinged into it. That's a pain. It's alright. We'll keep working it here. There's a nice ridge there we could run. We're gonna try it anyway. Yeah, that worked. A little bit more here. So here's where we're at. Here's the tip. I'm just trying to clean up, get it a bit more consistent in thickness. May have over thinned the tip a bit, but that's okay. We'll make this the blade, this the back. Just got some cleaning up to do here in the back. Try to get everything a little bit more consistent here. I think I have a shard of obsidian stuck on my finger. And that helped a little. You can always fix the spine up a little bit more. There we go. All right. A bit of a bad spot right there we gotta fix. I think we can take a little bit off of this guy here. Okay, so here's where we're at. Got a lot of mass here. We got a lump right here we want to get rid of. But we're getting there. We're going to just keep refining the shape, refining thickness, get rid of that lump, and then try to maybe remove a little bit more mass in the base, which I don't mind the base being a little bit thicker. So that's not the end of the world, but we know we can do better. So we're just going to keep refining. And doing the best we can to not break it. not a good move to let your hand pad fall in the debitage pile. It's a good way to catch a flake in your hand. Oops. Dang it. Okay. We got more mass to take off this side, so we're going to do that. Stay over there, chipmunk. So here's where we're at now. Pretty clean on this side. This side's got a couple hinges, like right there. And then my lump right here, I think. That side's real nice and clean. Not bad for a biface. If I say so myself. Now we just gotta keep it in one piece. Yeah, it's not too shabby, and I got time to pull it off, so... Hey, where are you going? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we can do here. Get out of here. Might have to shorten the tip up just a little bit to get a little bit more consistent. That's okay. That's better. Okay, so here's where we're at on our thickness. Pretty consistent now. I'm very happy with how thick this thing is. I wish this hinge wasn't here, but it's kind of what you get with, and that edge is a really nice cutting thin edge, so I'm gonna keep picking at it. Might do a Skinner blade, so pull this up, hook that in a little bit. Go ahead and touch up this edge. Maybe zigzag it. If you support the tip, if you don't support the tip, hold on, I'm gonna say this for a third time. You want to make sure to support the tip, because if you go like this and you catch that, you'll break it off and it'll actually shear up this way. So, just a little tip. A little tip about your, never mind. A little tip about the tip. No, that's terrible. So we're gonna chew this in a little bit. Gonna keep necking it in here. We're getting closer. And I'll braid it so it's comfortable in the hand. So we're getting close to that point where I like it. I'll go ahead and just nibble in a little bit further. Ouch. Oh, that's gonna bleed. I picked right here and I caught my knuckle right on the corner and it got me. So that's gonna bleed. Hopefully not too much. Let me get my finer picker here. I love this thing. I gotta make more of them. It works really well. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna bleed like a stuck pig now. There we go. So here's where we're at. There's my boo-boo. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Try and clean this up just a little bit more. Pick. They're gonna. Will you quit? prefer not to make a giant mess. Okay, so here's the hole. This will be in a handle. There's your tip, your skin and blade. I believe I already abraded that, so now we can put our edge in. As soon as I'm done bleeding. Leave me alone. So we're gonna go ahead and come up here. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We're gonna try to clean this up. Still bleeding. Be better bragging rights if I cut myself on the cutting edge, but no, I cut it on the part you're not supposed to cut yourself on. Obsidian is sharp. It's just the way it is. Drop it. It's got the serrations now. Scrunch the back of it up here. Go ahead and try to pick a few this way. Oh yeah, that's good and sharp. Fingers bleeding, sorry guys. Yeah, that'll work. I don't got time for you right now. Leave me alone. I'm gonna put a nice tip on this, and I'm gonna go through and put some mini serrations in. And we'll call it good. Well, we'll braid it and then we'll call it good. If you don't quit, I'm gonna rub dirt in it. Okay, I'm gonna take these off because I can't see. Gotta be careful. It's got some wicked drag to it. Let's see if I can pop this off. Ouch. Well, this one's just gonna leave me a bloody mess today. That helped. That helped a lot. Let's try this one here. Well, that's as good as it's getting. So here's what we got. Not too shabby, I reckon. Consistent thickness. Thin blade edge. Nice and clean, man. This side is perfect. Now, little hinge right here. This side's got two problem areas. You can see where it stopped right on that little white dot. So I'm going to braid the back and then everywhere your hand would touch. And then it's done. So. Just to get rid of the sharpness. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. Obsidian knife blade, which I'll put in a handle eventually. Wipe this off here. This is one of my cleanest pieces, at least on one side. Got everything pretty well centered up here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate your time. Thanks.